Good morning and welcome to a brand new week. I've literally just got out of bed and I'm all bleary-eyed and not really very with it yet. This week should be quite exciting. Well, lots of it isn't very exciting. I've got lots of sort of desk-basedy stuff to do, but also this week I've got a gig at the end of it that I've got to do a fair amount of preparation for, I should say. Also, I'm going to be working at my boyfriend's place, but not until later in the week this week because he's away in the early part of this week, so I can't be there because he needs to be there for me to be there. I'm getting a camera, hopefully, at the end of the week. Oh, that has really made me very happy. Looking forward to that. It's raining today. Just opened the blinds and there is rain. And Isabel's gone off for another week. She was here last night. By the time I got up this morning, she was long gone on the early train. 15 minutes or so later, I am sitting on the sofa in the semi-darkness, drinking coffee out of my selfie mug for a change. Well, it's Isabel's actually, but she's not here, so I'm pinching it for a change. Now, as per usual, when it's just a normal day at home, I'm going to go upstairs, work at my desk for a few hours, get the vlog up tonight before I start on the rest of my tasks for the day. Actually, that said, I don't think this one's going to take that long. I might be done in an hour, 2 hours. I'm having a break now. I've come to a point where the computer's doing stuff by itself and I can't do anything until it's finished, which makes it a very convenient time for me to stop and have my breakfast. It's generally part of my routine. My breakfast today, my little fruity yoghurt bowl. I'm using up the rest of the grapes that are nearly all gone off, and if I don't use them today, I swear they will have had it, so I'm gonna use those. I could have physalis in it, look. Isabel tried one of those last night. She wasn't keen, but she intentionally had a second one because she thought she might train herself to like them, and I thought that was quite a mature advancement, actually. These plums are actually, oh, I thought they were ripe, they're not. Won't be having them then. I've had one of these before. They are very yummy. Here we are. I don't think I will put them in with my yoghurt and grapes though, because I quite enjoy just eating them as they are. I'm going to use the blueberries. Oops, that's that. It's 11:20 now. The vlog is up for tonight. I've just had a very quick bath, hair wash, got dressed for the day, kettle's on. I'm just warming up the rest of the coffee in this pot for a second cup of coffee. And then I'm going to do my thing, sit down with my diary, my phone diary, consolidate it into a list and number it in order of priorities and then start working my way through it. Might as well shove a few of those clean things away while that's warming up. Right, time to get to work then. So I've sat down for 5 minutes with my diary and I've put 11 things on it for today. If I don't get all of them done, that's okay. So I've put the first 4 in order of priority. One of them's to notify the band about details for the gig coming next weekend, so they've got plenty of time to get that in their diaries, get it in their heads, all that. Number 2, I'm going to just buy a new flute mic. They're only about £30. It plugs into something I've already got. Because I had some problems at my gig on Saturday, there was a very loud banging. It was like whenever I touched the wire on my mic as it was going into the power supply. I've dug out my spare power supply already, so I'll try it with both power supplies in case it's the power supply that's the problem and not the mic. Both my mics were playing up, but I think my spare mic might have needed repairing. It happened before the pandemic. I literally can't remember, it's so long ago. It could be that both the mics have got little intermittent faults in the wiring somewhere, so I'm just going to buy a new one. I haven't bought a new one for years, it's only 30 quid, so I'm going to do that. So that's number 2 on the priority list. Number 3 is, I think I haven't had a prescription. I've got an ongoing problem with, like, where's my prescription? And the doctor's told, well, the receptionist told me the other day that I had it less than a month ago, but I don't think I did, you know. I think I had it 2 months ago, so I think there's a green prescription somewhere waiting for me to collect it, so I need to track that down. So that's number 3. And number 4 is I need to do my hour of flute practice, and after that I'll see what's left and if I've got time to do them. I'm already having my first can of worms moment, and I've only just literally opened up the folder to do with this gig, and I need to go online, download a form, fill it in. So yeah, you know how it goes. Oh, it's going back up there. Oh, I forgot I updated my way of filing my receipts for my tax return. Now I've got the channel as well. I'm getting a lot more receipts for things. So yeah, I decided to get a bit more organised with that. Number 2 on my list, sort out a new flute mic. It has to be here by next weekend. It's official. Well, unless there is nothing wrong with my mic and it was just some weird glitch. My friend Roger, who was there, said sometimes you just don't quite plug it in properly and that can cause it, and then it just never happens again. But I can't risk it, can I? I can't be on stage and all of a sudden bang, 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 you know, while Mick's trying to call or we're trying to play something nice and sweet and melodic, and then boom, crash coming out through the speakers and everyone's like, ah, because that's what was happening the other night. I'm having a bit of a moment sitting here with my bank card at my laptop. It's out of stock on Amazon and it looks like the vendors like Microvox website is out. I mean, it looks really old-fashioned, and whenever I've tried to click on the sales link, it said it's not working, and when I tried to ring the number, it just went boop 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 and cut straight off. So I hope they still exist, because it's a part of a kit that I use. It goes into a power supply that it's compatible with. So if I can't get a new mic, I might have to buy a whole new set, and then we're looking at a lot more money then. 20 years ago it was over 100 quid, so having a bit of a spendy few weeks, it looks like. I had some sad news. I've been on the phone to lots of people about Microvox mics. So I rang Hobgoblin, like HQ. Hobgoblin is a music shop chain. They've got lots of stores around the UK. And the guy that made Microvox mics has died during COVID. I don't know if it was COVID, but he's passed away very sadly. His wife's tried to carry it on, but I think it's been too much for us, so out of stock, probably forever. That's so sad. I remember chatting to him years ago on the phone, you know, when I was in my early 20s, so Anyway, Hobgoblin was so handy. Like, I got put through to the Bristol branch actually, and the guy gave me lots of really useful information. I probably better write these notes up so I can actually understand what they say. So Mr. Hobgoblin man said it could be a contact issue, an issue of maybe some dirt and stuff built up in where I'm actually plugging the plug in, and he suggests I clean it with electrical contact cleaner. He said WD-40 does make this thing, he said, but do not use ordinary WD-40, because I said, can I use a bit of WD-40? He said, no, it's a really bad choice because it collects dirt in the long run. I confessed, I said, well, I squirted a bit under my pot here. I think, what's it called, a potentiometer? I can't remember what it stands for. Potentiometer. The dial, let's say. Well, you see, IB told me to do that. He said, Imogen, you're making that horrible noise every time you turn your mic on. Put some WD-40 under it, that will sort it. So I did, and it miraculously was better. But it got worse again since, so that's why apparently it's collecting dirt on it. I've used the wrong thing. And while I remember, he said, when you have applied it, do this to its full extent and back 20 times to really clean it. And he also said, plug this in and out 5 times just to make sure it's all applied properly, and that's how it does it. Apparently it cleans it. Found it on Amazon, $7.99. Not cheap, but cheaper than buying a new mic. I'm getting hungry. So I chatted to IB about the mic problem as well, because he's going to be doing the PA for the coming gig, and he also reckons there's this thing called a DI box, a direct input box. I've been putting my flute lead straight into the desk for nearly all my career, and it's never usually a problem, but he says it can cause a problem because, I don't know, he said the signal's too hot. I don't even really know what that means, but anyway, he said using a DI box will help. But anyway, yeah, we'll set up a standing mic as a backup on Saturday, so if it becomes so problematic that I can't use my own microphone, I'll just go over and play into that. But I don't like doing it because it gives me a stiff neck. I have to stay in a very samey position for ages, and some of the dance sets can be 10 minutes long, you know, and I don't stop playing for the entire time, so it can get very achy and literally painful. And also I like to be able to look around, I like to be able to make eye contact with the other band members for cues about when the tune is going to change, and I like to be able to watch what's going on the dance floor, because sometimes, very occasionally, probably not in this one actually, but at weddings the dancers might take a bit too long over a section, and all of a sudden you realise you've got to fit some more bars into the music to make it fit, and so we all need to sort of keep an eye on that and just make sure we can all make eye contact in the band. So having a mic and not being able to look around, like, it's an absolute nightmare from that point of view. And sometimes you can see they're flagging a bit, you need to maybe go a bit slower, or they look like they want to move a bit faster, and you kind of need to have that eye contact. I mean, obviously I would be able to see the dancers with mic, but it's, you know, it is kind of it's blocking your vision a bit, because I've got an airflow coming down with the flute. I can't have a mic like that. It's got to be sort of coming down from above a bit, otherwise the air just blows directly onto the microphone and it makes wind noise basically. You know. Anyway, I'm gonna go and find something to eat. Well, lunch is a very nice and a low effort one to do because it's leftovers reheated from last night, and I'm sipping a glass of kefir. I'm trying to have a daily glass of kefir to sort my insides out and well-being in general. I think it might be working, you know, but I don't like to say for sure, but I do feel quite good. I've ripped up a mozzarella slice and put it on. There's really not very much there, but I did get this yesterday for 10p, and I might put a bit on and have that as well afterwards. I just dumped it in on the side. I actually have to go out this evening. I've got a social thing that I'm not going to vlog later today, but I've got 3 hours until I have to leave for that. I am making a cup of tea. It's the usual. I'm going to go down and practice my flute in the cellar for 1 hour minimum. While I was eating my lunch, I was like still surfing the net, trying to find more of those mics, you know, see if I could buy the last one before they went completely obsolete. But no, every website, even Canada, was saying this is discontinued. So tomorrow I'm going to do some serious research, I think, on new flute mics. I've never used a different brand at all throughout my entire career. It was the tried and trusted. And while that tea is steeping, I'm going to, you know, try out one of these. I opened up yesterday in yesterday's vlog that I got sent by Much Love Jane. Which one should we have? Isabel was sniffing these. After I finished the vlog yesterday, I went up and excitedly showed them to Izzy. And she was giving them all a sniff. She said they looked delicious because they just look like chocolate bars, don't they? I really fancy the eucalyptus one. Isabel was laughing her head off at the Grinch and she said, "You cannot melt that, Mum." But I think I am going to anyway. I'm going to go for eucalyptus. I wonder if it'll clear my airways. Not much, I reckon. I've been doing a daily workout on my flute, exercises, and it is making a noticeable difference now, finally. I think I've been at it about a week and a half. The problem is it can take up the whole hour and I need to practice repertoire as well. So I might need to go on for a bit longer today because I don't want to let go of it. It's making a noticeable difference. I'm feeling a lot more fluent on the instrument and a lot more connected to it again. So yeah, that's going to keep me busy for a bit. I probably won't film it actually. I'll probably just talk to you when I'm finished because I need to get on and concentrate on it and my time's a bit limited and I have got things I need to do afterwards before I leave. Okay, that one's off the list. Oh, I'm trying to do this on my monitor. Can't see what I'm doing. Oh, thank you, focus. Thank you so much, camera. Speaking of cameras, I'm going to quickly look up this ancient relic online, see what it's selling for these days, if anything, because I'm then going to ring up the camera shop if I think it's worth it. See if they would offer me anything for it in part exchange, and then just double check with my dad that he definitely doesn't want it. They seem to be on sale on eBay for 100 quid actually. There's a few on there and they're all about the same price. I tried to ring the camera shop but they weren't there. I'm looking up about the flash cube now. It's like an antique. I have one on American eBay, 4 parts, $18.10. Still no answer. I'm gonna give my dad a quick call and just double check he doesn't mind. I'm sure he won't mind actually. I don't think he'll want the hassle of selling it himself.
Press 2 to be put through to our Cardiff store.
Well, I can't get through to the camera centre, so I might just abandon that for today and move on to something else. I rang my dad and he said, yeah, sure, part exchange the camera, he's fine. He sounded quite pleased about it, to be honest. It'd be nice if it goes to a good home. Somebody who wants it has it, because it's just been sitting in the cupboard for years. I am going to be very boring now from a vlogging point of view, because I'm going to start editing the next vlog because I'm going to be out tonight and I won't be able to start it till tomorrow otherwise. If you like the video, please give it a like and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!